On this episode of the podcast, I'm joined by Jiu-Jitsu Black Belt Haim Gozali. Haim is Black Belt under Renzo. Gracie is the first Israeli to hold Jiu-Jitsu Black Belt. He's a pioneer of Jiu-Jitsu and of MMA in Israel. He's been a huge part of the growth of both those sports in Israel as well. We get into his upcoming Bellator fight on November the 16th. It's Bellator 188. It's going to be held in Tel Aviv, Israel. And at 44 years old, he's still fighting and competing and training Jiu-Jitsu and competing in tournaments all over the world. We get into his training, his injuries, his love for all kinds of superheroes, including Batman. Hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Haim was really interesting to talk to. Really unique guy and just a great outlook on competition training. And hope y'all enjoy it. Thanks.
You are now listening to the Jiu-Jitsu Therapist Podcast.
Yeah, I'm in Kentucky, actually. Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Do you know where that is?
Not really.
Not really. East Coast.
East Coast. The States is good.
Yeah. Have you visited a lot? Do you visit?
Yeah, a lot. I'm like in 1 year I can be in the States like 3 or 4 times.
Really? What do you do when you come to the States? What do you do mainly?
I'm like to train.
To train?
Compete. You know, a lot of jiu-jitsu competition and vacation. You know, the States is the place I love to do vacation. You know?
Yeah, I've never been to Israel. I've wanted to go. I have not gone.
So you have to come.
Yeah. Well, you always hear, how you never know how it is, if it's violent or how everything is.
No, it's not. You can ask Gordon Ryan. He's going to tell you.
Yeah. How was
You can go out every night. You can go to the beach. You can do everything. Not violent or nothing.
Yeah. So, were you born in Israel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you grew up.
Born in Tel Aviv. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it like growing up there?
Good. Nothing much. Nothing like you think about it or you see on the news. Everybody live like in the States. You can do anything you want. You can go out. You can, vacation. You can do anything. It's not like in the news.
Well, what do you so as far as, are you the first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt in Israel?
Yeah, I was the first one.
First one.
And I'm the highest. I'm the 4th degree black belt. Highest degree in Israel now. And
you're under Renzo, correct?
Yeah. I came to the States in like 96, I think, or 7. Started to train with Renzo till today.
What got you? How did you get kind of contacted with Renzo? How did that happen?
I came to the States, I think 96, I don't remember, and I looked for a jiu-jitsu place in New York. So they tell me there's a Gracie in New York. It was Renzo. It was a small place, like my living room in my house. It was a small place. I came over there. I see Renzo Gracie, and the moment I see him, that's it. 20 years now. More than 20. Yeah.
What? So, how did that come back to Israel? How did you bring back? I mean, you started training in New York, and then did you just start your own gym in Israel, or how did that happen?
I started training in New York. In Israel, there was no jiu-jitsu in
right.
Israel back there, so I bring with me a lot of videotapes. That back then there was videotapes, not YouTube.
Yeah, that's right.
So I bring with me videotapes, and I start to learn by myself, train with judo guys, and every couple of months I was going back to the States. 97, 98 I think, or 97 I came over there, and I was like 2 years or something like that, training every day, like training in the evening, and like I think 2000 I go back to Israel and open the gym.
Oh wow. What belt were you when you opened the gym in Israel?
I think purple belt.
Purple belt.
Yeah.
And so your school, is this what you do full time? Is your
I have a security company in Israel, so this is my main job. But I'm training, also coaching, and also fighting. Now I'm like in the last year, I'm like full-time fighters. 3 fights in 1 year. So
3 fights. What? How did you get in contact with Bellator initially?
In 2010, I did an MMA event in Israel. It was the biggest event in Israel. I bring to Israel, professional fighters like Rico Rodriguez,
yes,
like all kind of famous, Daniel Gracie, all kind of famous fighters. And we did a show. It was like 5,000 people. It was crazy back then. In 2010, the MMA in Israel, nobody know what it is. So it was huge to that time. And after a couple of years, one of the fighters was over there. It's Frank Trick. Frank Trick was his manager. After a couple of years, his manager contacted me again and told me, listen, Bellator want to do an event in Israel. I told him, you're the man. So that's how I started to talk to Bellator. Mm-hmm. We did a couple of meetings in the States, in Italy, and Israel. And 2016, first show in Israel was a success. 8,500 people came. Mm-hmm. It was crazy over there, And I fought over there. I thought it's going to be my last fight. But it was so easy to fight. It was finished after 1 minute. So
is 2010?
No, 2016.
16. Okay, 16. Okay.
Yeah, the Bellator. So my fight was finished after 1 minute. So I said to myself, I need to do another fight. It's gonna be the last fight. 1 minute. So they give me to fight in Madison Square Garden.
Right.
Against Ryan Couture. This was. I went to the States for 3 months to train with Renzo for the fight. I lost the fight, by a decision. And now I'm waiting for the next fight,
What was your strategy going in? Is there something you wanted to do with Ryan Couture that you feel like? I know you pulled guard. I watched the fight. You pulled guard a few times. I think you had him in a triangle or kind of triangle position.
Almost triangle and almost leg locks. What I wanted to do, I wanted him to take me to the ground, but he didn't fall for it. If you can see, when I was on the cage, I all the time put the legs up, my one leg up, to him to grab me and put me to the ground.
Yeah.
He was, he's a good fighter, and not to go to the ground, so. He kept the fight on standing and put me on the fence and took the fights like this. All my plan was canceling the fight. I couldn't do nothing.
So you're 44, is that correct?
45. I'm going to be 45 this year.
Going to be 45. So how do you feel? How's your body feel?
I'm feeling great. I don't feel the age. I don't know what the age. I don't feel. I'm doing everything I did before. I'm doing it better than before. I'm in a good shape. I don't feel nothing,
How do you feel your speed or your recovery, your timing?
I think I'm more fast than when I was young. Because when I was young, I was like 112 kilo. Now I'm 77, so.
So you lost some weight.
Yeah, I lost a lot of weight.
Yeah. What? Tell me about kind of growing up. What got you into martial arts?
I was 6 years old. I watched the movie Ninja.
Yeah.
With the white ninja and the black ninja with Chokosogi. So I decided I want to be a ninja. I went to a karate gym. This is the only gym was close to my house. Started to train karate until 17 years. When I was 18, I went to the army. After the army, I did a little bit Muay Thai, and then I discovered Jiu-Jitsu. So I leave everything and start to do only Jiu-Jitsu.
Tell me about, in the Army, as far as, you hear about Krav Maga and hand-to-hand. Tell me about that. Did that help you? Did you feel like it was an advantage having any kind of hand-to-hand combat in the Army?
When I came to the Army, I think I was already a black belt in karate.
Okay.
So it was easy for me to do the Krav Maga, I was in the border patrol. It's like a special unit of the police. So, we learned Krav Maga, but I knew already, I knew how to fight, so it was easy for me.
What was, do you feel like, as far as Jiu-Jitsu, is there something you feel like is most effective as far as, since you do security, what do you feel like is most effective as far as self-defense or martial arts?
I'm using the Jiu-Jitsu for self-defense. I love the Jiu-Jitsu, so I use the Jiu-Jitsu self-defense all the time when I have a problem in my work, in security stuff. But I never took the Krav Maga like and learned it from the beginning to the end, So I was, from the moment I started Jiu-Jitsu, I was a Jiu-Jitsu guy. That's it. I didn't try to do anything else. So all my Krav Magais come from the Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. Has the Army, do you feel like they've incorporated anything as far as Jiu-Jitsu goes or any kind of other things besides Krav Maga and hand-to-hand?
Today, all the special unit in the Army, they train Jiu-Jitsu. They bring Gracie come to Israel a lot of time and train the special forces over in Jiu-Jitsu. So everybody's doing Jiu-Jitsu now.
How is it? How has martial arts kind of evolved in Israel? Sorry, you said there was only kind of karate. Now you brought Jiu-Jitsu over. Has that kind of grown and evolved?
Yeah. When I started, karate was the biggest sport in Israel. And judo. Judo, there's a lot of athletes in judo. Good athlete, Olympic athlete, gold medalist athlete in judo. But when I grew up, it was only karate. After I think in the 90s, started Muay Thai in Israel. And when I discovered the Jiu-Jitsu, I bring it to Israel with a lot. There was me and 3 more guys that do Jiu-Jitsu in Israel. Everybody's opening his gym. One in the north of Israel, one in the Haims was in the center. So we start to do the Jiu-Jitsu. Today, the Jiu-Jitsu is the biggest fighting sport in Israel. We got every month tournament over here. The last ADCC Israel, ADCC Israel was 400 competitors. So it's become huge now.
Yeah, what did you think of, you saw Gordon Ryan obviously had a great performance at ADCC. What did you think of the ADCC? Did anybody that stood out besides Gordon, or do you feel like he was kind of...
I competed in ADCC 2005.
I think it was it 5 or 7? I thought it was 2007.
5 and 7.
Okay, I saw 2007.
I was in 2 of them. The Jiu-Jitsu is, it's become something else when we start. It's more. Today you see Jiu-Jitsu, it's hard. You see the people move. It's you see somebody dancing. I don't know how to say it. So Gordon is. When I saw him training in New York, when I was in New York,
right,
for my fight in the Madison Square Garden, I saw him. It was crazy. He's a great athlete, great human being. And I saw him before he won the ADCC. I contacted him and I told him after the ADCC I wanted to come to help me for my fight. And then he went, So everything was pressure. You have to come for a little bit and go to the States and couldn't stay more, But it was over a week, and that week he teach me a lot of stuff. And you're going to see it on the ring, You're going to see it on Bellator.
Yeah, what kind of, what do you feel like he does that makes him special or makes him different? Because he's only in his early 20s, why do you think he's so good?
Because he took the Jiu-Jitsu and make it a part of his life. He's training every day, 4 times a day.
Wow.
I saw him in New York, twice a day at the gym, So he took it and he took the Jiu-Jitsu in part of the Jiu-Jitsu. He learned it, specific thing, he showed me specific thing, small thing that you're never going to think about it. And the guy trained, with it like this. So it's nothing that I see before, I saw before people train like that, but he did it, he's doing that.
You think just the amount of time he puts in is obviously he's got really phenomenal training partners, but the time he puts in as well has been pretty important?
It's the way John Dana teach them, He teach them the Jiu-Jitsu part by part, specific thing, He's going to tell you, put the finger over here, not over here, stuff like that, and all change, all the Jiu-Jitsu change. They learn from the best, so to become the best,
Have you trained with John Danaher before?
Yeah, for my fight, Madison Square Garden, every day. every day I was training with him, private lessons, just to teach me the art of the leg locks, how to catch the leg from every position.
Do you think is it his attention to detail that you feel like is very just?
Yeah. He teaches you in a different way. I never saw somebody that teach like that. He's taking like a jiu-jitsu move and he's breaking it to a couple of, like he's doing it. I don't know how to say it in English, but he's doing it like you're gonna learn in school, mathematics,
Yeah, so he takes a small piece and like expands it and just makes it very
to pieces. You break it to pieces and show you the move. Do that. Put over here and put over here, and then the whole move is become your move you want to do.
How do you incorporate that into your game? Like, do you drill a lot? I mean, and I want to ask you, as far as I've seen you compete in no gi. You also compete in the gi as well, and how do you feel like those kind of help each other?
I love to compete no gi. The reason I'm competing with gi because every tournament I'm going, the gi is the day before the no gi. So
right.
I said to myself, I'm going to compete also in gi, but I never train with gi. Not in the couple of years, The last couple of years I'm training no gi for competition no gi and also the MMA.
Do you feel it's more applicable? So, yeah, I mean, do you think Gordon said something about transitioning to the gi and wanting to win a lot in the gi? Do you feel like it's going to be a difficult transition to do that just because of the?
No, not for him. He's got the best partner. He got the best coach over there. But it's good. I believe he's training with the gi also.
Do you think he is? Yeah.
I never saw him, but I believe he's doing that.
Yeah.
He's going to take the gi for the first time.
Do you think the gi is pretty important as far as progressing jiu-jitsu?
It's a different jiu-jitsu with the gi and not with the gi. I like the no gi because I'm doing a lot of the MMA and I like the move with no gi. I don't like the people that stuck the game with the gi, that catch the gi and start to be like, I like to move, when the move, everything is moving. You don't have a lot of stuff to catch, So
right.
So this is what I love,
Do you feel like you play more of a bottom game? Because most of your submissions I've seen kind of from the bottom, leg locks and triangles, arm bars.
I think I'm the only guy in MMA that doesn't care to be on the back, I don't care to be on the back. Because we started Jiu-Jitsu in Israel, in the beginning there was no one to teach us. So the only move you learn is from the back, the arm bar, the triangle. So I become like, fighting from the back. And I don't care, not Jiu-Jitsu, not in MMA, I'm fighting from the back, I have a good guard. I can move good. So,
what do you feel like as far as how jiu-jitsu's kind of evolved now with a lot of different positions? And have you incorporated any of those positions into your game? Besides close guard.
Yeah, of course. I'm very flexibility with my legs, so I can do all the new jiu-jitsu. Even in my age, 45, I can do everything. The new jiu-jitsu, all the stuff with the legs and so I can do it. So I'm developed myself with the jiu-jitsu. I didn't start with the old jiu-jitsu.
What have you done to kind of keep your health and keep your flexibility? Just keep your body kind of healthy.
I have a specific diet that I'm doing. I'm eating everything by time, by. All my food is like I'm weighing the school, the food.
Sure.
Everything, everything is specific. I'm training every day, so you keep your body like that.
How many times a day are you training right now?
Now it's 4 times a day.
4 times. So give me a typical day. What do you do?
Let me tell you. Now it's holiday in Israel, so it's like Saturday,
Right.
Today it's Friday, but it's like Wednesday was like Saturday, Thursday was Saturday, Wednesday like I did like Let me tell you what Wednesday I did. I did like conditioning training. It was a half day in Israel, Wednesday. So I did condition training, like all the conditioning stuff. And after that, I did boxing. And after that, I did with my son, Jujitsu. He's almost 17. He's also took the European Championship in Jiu-Jitsu, no gi. So we trained together for the fight. So this was a half day. It was like 3.5 hours, and a half days. A regular day, I can run. I'm doing running, condition, boxing, jiu-jitsu. You have day when you do sparring. You have day when you go to the pool, do stuff in the pool.
So I'm a physical therapist, and like I'm just very interested in kind of what do you do for rehab? Like, is there anything you're doing in particular?
I have my guy that come and fix me. Like now, this week he came to fix me. Like I think 4 times.
So you get it like pops your back or mobilizes you?
Yeah. Like a massage, but not a massage like happy massage. It's like a massage when you're screaming to death.
Like deep tissue.
Yeah, like tissue, bringing everything to fixing everything. This week I did like 4 times.
4 times.
Yeah, 4 times this week.
Well, what are some injuries you've dealt with, kind of, training throughout the years? I know you had a hand injury where I think you were working security and you had your hand punctured.
I did like 10 surgery in my body.
Okay. 10
surgeries. So 5 surgery I did in my hand. Somebody stabbed me. In like 2005, after Abu Dhabi 2005, I came to Israel. Somebody stopped me in the road in the security. So they did me 5 operations in my hand. I don't feel the end until today. The operation was to stop the pain in the end because he cut my nerves in my right hand. So now I don't feel the end. I did like in my knee surgery. I did in my ankle surgery. Twice in my nose, and I did also the back surgery. The back surgery was the worst.
What kind of back surgery did you have?
One of my spine came out.
Like
I don't know.
Like the disc? The disc?
The disc, yeah, the disc.
Did they just...
the disc, yeah. It came,
like the cushion?
Out. Yeah. So it came out and stuck in my nerves in the left leg. Mm-hmm. So all my leg didn't move anymore. I was needed to wheelchair because I couldn't move the leg. The doctor didn't find what I had. They thought because of the weather and my back is, so they give me all kind of morphine, stay home, I'm going to pass, 1 week, 2 weeks. After 1 full weeks, I think, that I couldn't even go to the bathroom anymore.
Oh my gosh.
I went to a back doctor,
Yeah, like a surgeon, like a neurosurgeon.
Yeah, but somebody specialist in the back. He saw me, put the MRI, the disc, watched the disc, came out, told them, order me a surgery room. This guy need to be surgery. I need to do surgery now because his leg is almost, the nerves in the leg almost gone.
Yeah. So it was that bad you couldn't even move the leg, pretty much.
Nothing. I was in a wheelchair. Put me in a surgery. I wake up after couple of hours. I was something in my leg, massage my leg all the time like a machine to see when I feel the legs. After 2 months, I compete already.
2 months.
Even the doctor, 2 months. Even the doctor didn't believe that I compete.
How did your injury occur to your back?
In a training, in a simple movement training, suddenly I felt the back, like something like that. Continued training, I didn't do nothing. And after a week, I had a tournament, Israeli tournament.
What was your recovery? From after back surgery and having all that loss, the strength. What did you do to recover to get back into competition? I
started to train from the beginning. Start to do conditions, stretching. All kind of physiotherapy to fix the back, all kind of drill to fix the back, to give, to make the back strong again. I built a gym in my house for that. Mm-hmm. I can show you the gym.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Just for recovery, and this is in my house.
That's beautiful, man. That's awesome.
You got all what you need to train.
You got everything you need, man. You got all your swords, too.
This is my sword.
You got your Wolverine claws. We got to get into that. I got to ask you about your tattoos.
This is all, you see, from all the years of competing. It's crazy what I have over here. All the belt.
Yeah, Naga belts. I got you. See.
Yeah, that. See, all kind of.
I don't have that many. I've got a couple, but not that many. So, what was, as far as recovering from with your hand, did that affect your jiu-jitsu a lot and your MMA? I mean, your fighting and grappling. I mean, not having, use of your hand.
No, because I learned how to live with what I have, So I start to train with what I have, and I bring my hand to be like the same hand she was, but I don't feel it, so I don't.
So you feel like you have good strength, but just don't feel the sensation.
I don't feel the hand. So I learned how to live with that,
Yeah.
Today I don't feel it. I don't know. I don't feel the hand, because it's normal for me.
Right.
So.
Well, what's
like that.
So what's your motivation now? At almost 45 years old. What do you still want to accomplish with fighting? You said you thought you were going to beat your last fight. Then you won quickly. Then you had a fight with Ryan Couture at Madison Square Garden. And what was that like, anyways?
It was going to be the end, because Madison Square Garden, all the famous fighter in the world fought over there. But after I came back to Israel, everybody asked me, when are you going to fight? Everybody want to watch me fight, because I become very famous because of the Madison Square Garden. All Israel saw it. Everybody was sitting at home 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, watch me fight. So everybody asked me, so I said, I have to do another fight now. And, the next event is going to be in Israel, so my own, my country, my hometown also.
Do you know, I looked up, do you know who you're fighting?
I'm fighting some guy named Arsen Fitovich. He's from Russia. Right? I know he's got 5 fights. What I saw is all his fights is taken to the ground and mount and punch.
So he kind of has a top game. What's his, does he have a jiu-jitsu background or sambo?
I don't know. It looked like a jiu-jitsu, because I think I saw 2 fights. It looked like a jiu-jitsu. I don't know, So taking to the ground, mount, punch. Okay, take me to the ground. And
that's what you want.
Just take me to the ground.
Well, I saw your fight. I didn't know you had a fight with Jacques. What was that like? What was his level of jiu-jitsu like?
Jacques, it was a crazy thing I did, because they called me in Wednesday. We have a fight in Saturday. You want to come? Yeah. Who I'm fighting? Jacques. Okay, I'm coming. I was after my first, my number 4 surgery in my hand. So I didn't. So I came. I didn't train for that. Didn't do nothing. I came and fight. I said, what I have to lose? If I'm going to win, I'm going to win. If I'm going to lose, I didn't train. Didn't do nothing. They called me a couple of days before. Somebody canceled the fight over there.
Where was the fight?
Slovenia.
And what was the weight? Because you fight at 170 pounds. That's I don't know.
Over there, I think it was 88 pounds or 88 kilo. I think.
Okay. So
85 kilo, something like that. 85 kilo.
So 100 and.
I think it's 185. I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's 2. Yeah, 180. But you usually fight 170. That's your natural weight.
Now I'm 170.
Yeah.
170.
How do you feel? Do you think? Do you cut a lot of weight when you get into a fight?
In New York, I cut 6 kilo.
So about 14 pounds or so.
My first fight in Israel, in Bellator, I'm talking about Bellator, I didn't cut no weight. I came to the fight, 77 kilo. I came to the weight, 77 kilo. I was 77 kilo. But in New York, I cut 6 kilo. Now I'm 8 kilo more than the weight. I believe I'm going to be also 6 or 5 kilo to cut.
Yeah, you're about, what, a month out of...
A month and a half there, something like that.
Do you feel like any more nerves, being at home, fighting at home? Does it make you more nervous to you?
No, opposite. When I'm home, I'm feeling something else. In the Madison Square Garden, I felt alone, like nobody to talk to, only my cornerman, nobody to... Over here I come, the security guy, it's my security guy. All the fans, everybody know me. So when I'm walking, people talk to me, let's take a picture, let's sign me, So everybody know me, so it's give me good energy, It's give me like, I'm going to win, nobody can stop me now,
Do you feel more pressure, less pressure?
No, less pressure. But in the Madison Square Garden, I was by myself, But go to the ring. Nobody came with you, I'm going to the ring by myself, It's not like in Israel, everybody came with me, to the ring. We came like, entourage with me.
Yeah,
Everybody with me, go to the ring. Over there, I'm by myself. Everything was big, and I was so small. But over here, I was so big, and everything is so small.
Yeah, so you feel like you're well known. I mean, as far as being kind of a pioneer with Jiu-Jitsu, with martial arts, and
what I did this year with the Madison Square Garden, I break all the MMA, not that I don't know how to say it, but like I bring the MMA to the mainstream in Israel. What I did, this year. A year before, everybody came to see the Bellator, was 8,500 people, but it was not famous like after my fighting, like, in the Madison Square Garden. Because I did so much noise in Israel about this fight, and all the newspapers and all the TVs, everybody talk about the fight, Israeli fighting in the Madison Square Garden. So after I came back, it was huge, everybody know me, every place I'm going, at least 1 or 2 people, going to come to me and tell me, what a great fight, you're a great fighter, what you're doing to Israel with the flag and every place you go. So,
well, what do you see? Has there been more events in Israel? Is there any kind of governing body or as far as holding like MMA events? Is that changed or evolved?
Yeah. Until the Bellator, there was no event like a couple of years. I think like 3 or 4 years there was no MMA event anymore in Israel. After the Bellator, start to come a small organization in Israel, start to do show. So this month there was one show I was, and now there's going to be another show like in 2 weeks from now, so it's start to be, a small organization start to do MMA events. So I think it's going to grow, 2 years from now it's going to be huge.
What do you see as far as like if your son wanted to fight? I mean, do you think it's something he would want to do since he does jiu-jitsu as well? Do you feel like
he's driving me nuts to fight MMA?
Does he need to be 18 in Israel to fight?
Yeah, of course. For me, he need to be 18 to fight.
For you,
but because he's a child, and I'm not going to let him fight. But he's going to be 17 in November. After 2 weeks after my fight, he's going to be 17. So he started to talk already. In 18, he's going to fight in Bellator in Israel. So
what do you feel about that?
Make him ready. I have to get him ready over there.
So you think you'll be more supportive instead of just trying to keep him from fighting?
Yeah, he's a fighter already,
Yeah.
So he want to fight in MMA. So I'm going to help him to do that.
Yeah, my parents.
I feel like the Gracie family in Brazil,
there you go.
The Gozali family in Israel.
My parents, when I told them I wanted to do jiu-jitsu, we used to, obviously watching UFC when I was younger, VHS, and they made me promise them, if I do jiu-jitsu, I can't get in the cage and fight, and I promised them that, but so I've been training about 8-9 years on brown belt, and I haven't fought. I don't know. I always feel like you got to be a little bit, man. You got to be a little crazy to step in there and know you're going to get punched in the face or kicked, and
think about it. My son was in my corner in my fight in Israel, in Bellator in Israel. Was in my corner, He was with me in the Madison Square Garden, not in the corner, because over there you need a license in New York. So he was first row, on the ringside. From the day he was born, he lived the life, like a fighter family. I'm going to competition together. We're doing everything together. We go to Jiu-Jitsu competition. He's competing. I'm his corner. I'm competing. He's my corner. So he grew up with this. So I cannot do nothing to stop it.
You started it, kind of.
Yeah, and I don't care, because I think it's been my life very good, Even my security life came because of my fighting life, because everybody wants me because I'm a fighter. So it's been me a good life, I think. I'm doing good stuff. And if my son going to go that way, it's good. But I'm going to make him to be the next Israeli champion, in the world.
What do you see? What are your goals still? I mean, at your age, what do you still want to do in mixed martial arts? Do you think this is going to be your last fight, or do you want to see how it goes?
I don't want to say anymore last fight, because every time I said last fight, it becomes another fight. So I don't know about the last fight, but I'm going to start to work like a promotion, the promotion in MMA, Because if I'm working with Bellator and we build the Bellator in Israel and bring 8,500 people, so I can do it, So I'm going to start doing that, probably. And stay in the fight world, and teach and coach my son to be the next champion.
Do you see yourself coming back to the States anytime soon? When do you plan on coming back?
I'm coming, after my fight, probably I'm going to come to vacation, like I'm always doing. I'm fighting, finish the fight. I come for 2 or 3 weeks. LA, Vegas, New York, I have my a regular, places that I'm going.
Yeah, where do you like to go on vacation?
I like Vegas.
Vegas?
Vegas.
It's sad what happened there, man. It's scary.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
As if people is trying to destroy the world. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
You get used to hearing that stuff, and it's sad that you get used to hearing, such bad things. And I have 2 kids, I have a little boy and a little girl, and it's just hard, man. It's hard to, you want
no place safe anymore.
Right.
It's happening in Vegas. There's no place in the world that's safe. Vegas was my baby. I came to Vegas. It's the perfect vacation I have. Suddenly, you see it. He came to Vegas also. There's no place. You can be in a rock concert. You can be in the casino. You can be in the pool. And something happened. You cannot be. You don't know where it's going to come.
What do you love about going to Vegas? I mean, what is it about Vegas that?
Everything. I have friends over there also, fighter friends. So I like there's a lot of events over there. So every time I come, we're going to see, MMA event, going to show, going to the casino, going to the pool. It's the perfect vacation because you have everything to do over there. You have clubs, you have pools, you have casino, you have friends, you have everything,
Yeah, I was in Vegas in 2016. I did the Master Worlds out there. It was an amazing event. And me and my wife went the year before. We went to a UFC event, so it was just it's always different there. It's always the events. Everything's bigger. Everything's more.
Everything's moving over there. Everything live over there.
Yeah.
I was after my Madison Square Garden fight, so I went to Vegas for a week, but I was with I was so injured, so I couldn't move over there. They gave me I don't know how to say it, like a motorcycle,
Yeah, like a ride.
Yeah, and I was in the casino with that, like an old man.
You fit right in, man.
Went to the roulette with the machine, stop, put money, and drive away.
Did you win anything? Win any money out there?
Yeah, I win 20,000.
You won?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Hey, I want to ask you about your tattoos. Tell me about your Batman tattoos. I know you got one on your chest, and you got
I got a lot of Batman on my body.
What was the reason for Batman? Why Batman?
I was loving Batman when I was 16. You know, I have stuff of Batman that I bought when I was 16. So, I don't know, it was something I loved all my life. And then I found myself working at a security company, like in clubs at night. And I'm like stopping crime. And I'm going, and I'm not a police officer. And I'm wearing always, every night black. You know, so suddenly I look at my life, I said, listen, I'm doing stuff like Batman, you know?
Yeah.
I'm stopping criminal at clubs at night in Tel Aviv. I'm wearing all black. All my weapons, you know, it's like mace, like all kind of gadget, you know, like how do you call it, you know, the stuff with the open bat, you know, and stuff like that, you know. So it became like everybody called me the Israeli Batman, you know.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite tattoo that you got?
Everything. I like all my tattoo.
Oh.
You know, if you watch my back, all my back is like superhero.
Yeah, Wolverine, correct?
Wolverine, yeah.
That's my favorite.
I got the Kid Bill also. I got the Batman, couple of Batman over there. You know?
Yeah.
I got the Punisher over there. Yeah, I got a couple.
I got a couple tattoos, but not quite like you. Just a little bit on my arm.
Yeah, it's the beginning.
Yeah, well, you know, they don't with Jewish people and tattoos. It's kind of you know.
I call it we are the new Jewish.
Yeah,
the Jewish of the 2000 Jewish. You know.
Well, it's how parents are, man. They just, you know, you're not supposed to get tattoos. You're not supposed to.
In the beginning, I was covered. You know, my parents not going to see it, but after they saw it. Well,
yeah. How'd they feel? How did your parents feel about you fighting or choosing to fight?
No, my mother never saw my fight. She never came to see. She don't want to see. She don't want to talk about it. All the time, stop with that. With that. You know. My father passed away 10 years ago. So.
Yeah. What made you want to keep going? I mean, keep fighting even though you didn't really have a ton of support from your mom.
I love it, you know. I love the martial arts. I love the fighting. When I saw the UFC first time, so it was like crush for me, you know. I saw it and that's it. I need to do it, you know.
Yeah.
It was like 93, I think I saw it first time. So that's it. I was a fighter from the day I was born, you know. The movie Ninja.
Yeah.
And that day that's it. I know what I'm going to be.
For you as ninja, for me it was Bloodsport. Or kickboxer, actually.
Bloodsport, I was 16 already when it came out.
Yeah, Bloodsport and kickboxer. Those were, those are two of my favorites.
Me too, but those one I was I was like 16. Something like that, 89, 16.
Yeah, also...
in 91, I go to the army, 16 I was.
Also Bruce Lee movies, of course.
Bruce Lee,
yeah, you have to.
I saw the Game of Death in the cinema.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
In 78.
Wow.
You know, when he came out.
Yeah. That was the last movie. That was the last one before he died, I think.
No, he filmed it when he was alive, and then they took him in the middle of the movie,
right,
to do the dragon. You know, the Hollywood movie, the dragon that he did. So then after that, they took the part he took, the film, and make it a movie, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was sad. It was sad to see, kind of, he was very, very different, influential, kind of, like taking different parts of martial arts that he thought was effective and using them together. I think it was...
Yeah. A lot of people said like he started the new MMA, not fighting MMA, but
right.
the to take everything that worked from martial arts and build something else, I saw a documentary about it, and they talk about it.
So I was just going to ask you, as far as competition in BJJ, like what are some of your kind of, is there any as far as memories or anything you've done in Jiu-Jitsu that you've kind of, and where do you see yourself going in Jiu-Jitsu?
If I'm not going to get injured in my fight now in Israel, the MMA fight, I want to go, me and my son want to go to compete in the world, no gi. It's going to be in December in California. So you're not going to injure, so I'm going to go compete. But if I'm going to get injured, so my son's going to go compete, I'm going to go with it.
You're going to go anyways.
So, yeah, this is my goal. And next year, I want to do the European ADCC. And I want to try to go back to compete in ADCC, the World ADCC in my age, It
was amazing to watch the level of how good those guys were, man.
It's crazy. It's like a machine, It's like a game, like a video game that people fought over there, So if I'm going to move, I'm going to pass the European. So I'm going to get the free, like the invitation to ADCC. So if I'm going to, I want to do it, It's going to be another step, another something to do, something crazy.
Do you see, as far as, if how frequently do you want to fight? If you do continue to fight, is there I know you had a gap in fighting for about, I think, 4 or 5 years when you had
because of the operation.
Yeah, because your hand injury.
Yeah.
Do you see, is there a certain amount of times you still want to fight if everything, if you feel good?
If I'm feeling like I'm feeling today, so I can continue. I don't care. If I'm not, I'm going to feel that I can't, so I'm going to stop, But now I'm feeling good. I don't know. I don't feel nothing, I don't know. I don't feel... I think I'm feeling better than I was 21, like faster than when I was 21.
Yeah.
A better technique when I was like in my 20s, and I know stuff that I didn't know back then, so it's helped me a lot. Because of the gap that I had in the fighting, so I can continue to fight, people, if I was doing those days, those years fighting, probably I'm going to be today almost. All my body was broken.
Right, so you feel like that you didn't accumulate as much damage, throughout that time. You were able to... I want to get one of your shirts, man. I want to support you over here in the States. How do I get one of your shirts?
I'm going to send you. Send me your address.
All right, I'll send you one of mine. What size do you wear? I've got shirts, too.
I'm medium.
Medium?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Send me your address and everything. I'm going to send you the old one from 2016,
yeah.
The new one from Madison, and the new one.
I want to wear it all, man. I want to support you. I appreciate everything you do, man. It's awesome. I would love to. I would love to make it over to Israel. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I want to come out there and train with you guys, do a little jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, whatever you want to come, just call me.
I appreciate it.
My house, everything.
I'm sure my wife will want to come too.
so you have to go to hotel.
Yeah, they might have to, right? Yeah, if you're ever, we're down south where New York is. We're about, I think, like 12 hours south. So we're on the East Coast. Yeah. You're more welcome. We have a great gym, Louisville, Kentucky. It's kind of country. People think it's country, but man, Louisville's great. It's great.
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to be in December, probably in the States after the Bellator.
Please reach out, man.
Yeah, Bellator's going to be November 16th, so probably I'm going to, the end of November, I'm going to fly to the States for like a 1 month vacation, to relax from everything. I hope I'm going to be better shape than I was last year.
Yeah, just stay safe and keep training. And well, thank you, man. Haim, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Best of luck. Stay safe. Good luck to you and your son and your family. And we'll be watching you fight. So thank you.
Thank you for everything.
You got it, man. Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. As always, guys, thank you for checking out the podcast. Make sure to check out more episodes on iTunes, on my webpage, jujitsutherapist.com, and also now available on YouTube, as well as Stitcher. Plenty of videos out there on injury prevention, rehab tips, those type of things. If you have questions, send them my way, jujitsutherapist.com. See you guys next time for another podcast. Thanks for tuning in.